Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to On the Spot Motorsports Media for episode 4 of 2026. I'm Mitchell Gunner, right along with Robert Simpson. And I tell you what, we got a great podcast on tonight. We have Gerda and Lex Joon joining us tonight to talk about their Top Fuel program. They're going to be running NHRA and IHRA this year. He had some big announcements this week on sponsors, so we're going to let Lex and his wife get into that also. But before we begin, we got a commercial break, and we'll be right back after this.
Reliability to drive thousands of miles. Confidence for those who fly high. Redline oil products give you the power to crush the competition. And a track record of being the best. Redline oil products. You push it to the limit, we'll protect it.
Ready to take your engine to the next level? Scorpion Racing Products delivers precision-engineered, high-performance rocker arms that dominate the track. 100% CNC machined in the USA with aerospace-grade aluminum for unmatched strength and durability. Our rocker arms handle extreme conditions with multiple ratios available to fit your needs. Backed by our exclusive lifetime warranty. When performance matters, choose Scorpion Racing Products. Proven, reliable, unstoppable.
With more than 30 years of engine and drivetrain experience, Big Stuff is your one-stop total power management solution. Whether you're controlling a 600 horsepower street car and want the best drivability, or have a 6,000 horsepower race car, need the most bulletproof, reliable control hardware, Big Stuff can do it all. All of our components are designed and manufactured right here in the USA, including our computers, wiring harnesses, touchscreen displays, and more. Nothing is built offshore, and we take pride in being one of the only automotive aftermarket manufacturers that can say this. Learn more at bigstuff3efi.com or connect with us on Facebook and Instagram for more information.
How y'all doing? It's great to see y'all again. You know, we met y'all up there at PRI and the snowy weather. Thank goodness PRI show was inside and not out. But we had a great time meeting with y'all and doing a short interview, and even got Mark Beatty involved, one of y'all sponsors, and just had a really good time up there. But tonight want to thank y'all, coming on and let us kind of dig in a little deeper than what we didn't get to accomplish up there, and talk about the upcoming 2026 season.
Well, thank you for having us. It was great to meet you at the PRI, and Mark is always really welcoming us. It's one of our great and big sponsors, and we really cannot do without them. And besides that, they have a perfect products line. I told Mark before, even if you would not sponsor, we still buy it because it's the best out there.
Right. Yeah, we completely agree. We're part of Team Redline also, and they have an excellent
I always call it Family Redline.
You call it what? Say again?
Family Redline, because we're like family.
That's true. And the big picture that he took with everybody wearing the sweaters, I got a kick out of that. I was going, okay, why you do? Oh, then I saw everybody with it. And I tell you, I want to tell you again, just like Mitchell said, thank you very much for coming back on with us here at On the Spot Motorsports Media. And I want to say you're so gracious because we literally met through Crystal like the day of PRI or day before PRI, and just talking with each other. And I said, do you think Lex and Gerda would be available? And they're like, hang on a second. She turned around and asked y'all. And you're like going, yeah, sure. We're going to be right over here back at Mark's place at such and such time. And we're like, okay, we'll be there. And then y'all were so gracious to sit there and just take the time and talk to us. So I want to tell you again, honestly, thank you very much. Because as crazy busy as y'all's schedule is.
It was crazy busy, but you know what? That's why we are there, and we want to be busy, and we take every opportunity we can get. And sure, with people like you you guys are working hard, and like Gerda just said, you are part of the Redline family. So Redline Oil family, and yeah, sure. No, it was a blast, and yeah, let's do this.
Absolutely, I agree. I tell you now. You had a very, very, very great season. I say a great season. I think you had a very good season. You know what I mean? A challenge is like any team, but y'all really stuck it out and came out doing really well. Tell us how your 25 season went. I mean, because I knew you had a little bit ups and downs, but y'all did great with the wins and everything.
Yeah, well, it started with a lot of downs. Our first race was in Charlotte, NHRA race, and we were really fortunate to have Rob Flynn with us. He was a weekend off, so he said, "Yeah, let's go." He's also a good friend of us, so we were over the moon. And then that whole weekend became a disaster, and because we had all kind of issues with the race car, we thought we were prepared, but it's racing, and some people say the beauty about drag racing is if it's not 100% but 99.9, it's not going to work, and that's also a challenge, but also the beauty, because if it is working, it's so cool. So we struggled. We managed to qualify in the last session. We just made it in, and after that weekend we talked and we said, okay, we need to do this different. The only thing you can do with things that are not working, learn from them and make sure it's not happening again. Right. And from that point on, things start coming together. The crews start coming together. We got more and more good guys in. It starts with one, and then it starts adding. And at the end of the day, it's teamwork. No matter what you do, it's teamwork. Because you can have all the money in the world, you can have the best equipment. If the people don't do their job, if one is not there, it's not going to happen. So, basically, we did a lot of NHRA races in the beginning because IHRA was not running yet. And we managed to get better every time. We basically qualified for all the NHRA races except the US Nationals, but between you and me, you cannot say that out loud. We were not really there to race, but more to check the car out after we had some issues to be ready for the next race.
Yeah, don't tell anybody.
So don't
all right. It's our secret. We got it.
we went, all the NHRA races we did were more than 16 cars. And
right.
We had to qualify for each race, and we did it. So for that, it was good. We were still struggling, but going, it went better and better. And then, we started running IHRA, and that was more our cup of tea because you got a little bit more time to do things. It's a little bit more comfortable to work on things, and there it went. And when we went to Milan, all kind of things happened. On Thursday, the generator broke down, but we managed to fix it. The crew already jumped on it and fixed it. And then I thought, you know what, we got something going here. And from that point on, every run we made, we had issues, but every run we managed to deal with them. And we had a lot of issues with qualifying. All kinds of things happened. The only spot we didn't want to qualify in was number 4, and sure, we were number 4 qualified. But you know what? You take it, and Gert and I, basically the whole team had an idea. We're going to do this. We're going to win this. And if you look back on interviews, I said we're going to win this, and that's something I never do because I don't want to be cocky. I don't want to do that. I just want to let the car talk and let's do this. But somehow, every run we made, we had an issue. We were overcome it, and even for the final run, we fired the car up, warm up, and it was. It didn't want to run.
It didn't fire.
Really, but you know what? We managed to do it. IHRA wait for us, which was pretty cool, and we made the only 3-second pass for race day. So it's, once you got that ball rolling, there's no stopping.
Right.
Well,
absolutely.
When you overcome adversity so many times, which y'all have, something great's going to come out of it. And I was there at Charlotte when y'all were doing, and y'all were struggling a little bit. And a lot of people don't understand. Just to be able to make the field is a win itself. And a lot of people
Yeah.
think, well, it's easy to make the field. No, it's not, because you look at some of the big money funded teams, and they sometimes have trouble of making it in.
Yeah, I remember 2019 when we were in Gainesville, and the weather was really, really weird. It was like minus 700 foot, and everybody was scratching their head. And I think there were 19 top fuel cars. Well, at the end of the time, I think we only did one qualifier because of the weather. We were number 16 qualifier. Antron Brown, Sean Langdon, and Leah Pruitt were not qualified. So you gotta always prepare at home and get you ready in the shop and make sure that everything is right, because it might be you only have one qualifier and you gotta go for it.
Right. Yeah, agreed. And I remember that year at Gainesville, and yeah, Gainesville will definitely do that to you. I mean, it'll either be middle of the summer, obviously, it's like being a swamp because it is, or
Right.
certain times of the year, it's absolutely a mine shaft, and anything can go fast.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
So,
think
and
it was the
sometimes
year where Alex Laughlin had a RC boat in one of the big puddles
yep,
that was in the
yep.
pits and got eaten by a gator.
Yeah, yeah, actually, yeah, yeah. I think that was over there by the side entrance, Mitchell. I think that's where it was.
it was. It definitely was.
Yeah, I've
Yep.
seen animals come in and out of those flooded ditches, and so yes, that is true. But I tell you, that just goes to show about your team. I mean, never quit. That's y'all's team's motto. That's on your pages and everything like that, and it just goes to show your hard work and determination. Uh, I mean, you kind of brushed over the fact, winning a national event this year or this past year, excuse me, and IHRA, that is no easy feat. Your team is known for your hard work and obviously putting in the hard work, but making lap after lap after lap. Y'all are, I'd say, one of the most consistent teams out there.
Thank you, and that's where you were after. It's sure it's the last race we did. We were the number one qualifier, which was really cool, and we took it, and it was mind blowing. But it was all it was how the season went. It went better and better. But at the end of the day, you don't need to be the fastest. You want to have a consistent race car, because a consistent race car will get you the wins. It's how many times does the fastest, quickest race car win? There's not a lot of time. So you
Right.
want to have a consistent car, and that when the person in the other lane, they know they have to bring their A game, and that's where it's going to be interesting, because now we got a race. If you race someone that knows, well, it's not a problem, 9 out of 10, they just tame it down a little bit and they go down the road. But if you are competitive, now they need to be careful in sense of they need to put something on there, and that's where it's going to be interesting. So yeah, consistent car, and at the end of the day, at the end of the year, we had a really consistent car. It was unbelievable. It came apart. It was beautiful. The parts were beautiful. Back in the crew was amazing. I to be honest, I've never seen our crew working that hard and good and on the spot within an hour, turn it around. The last race we did, we had to wait for almost 45 minutes for the other guys to be ready. That's normally us, and now we turn that page, and those things are really important. And yeah, we are really looking forward to this year.
Yeah, and having your crew, your crew is just about as important as the parts on the car. They are a commodity, and how they have to gel together and work around each other. And I tell everybody all the time, I said, if you go to one of these national events, please take the time, go watch them do a turnaround on the car. It's like it's it's like magic, watching the guys work in
It's
and
a
out and
dance.
around each other
Yeah.
and not bump any tools or parts or pieces out of their hands. I mean, it's
Don't
just
knock each
amazing.
other out. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
it's
the
like a
bottom line.
old
I
machine.
call it organized chaos.
That's exactly what it is. We sat right there and watched y'all at Indy. Okay, when y'all were working on the car, we just sat there for a good 15, 20 minutes and watched y'all talk to each other, to orchestrate the team and keep things moving and everybody was just like you said, just orchestrating and moving along, and it worked. Now there is another wonderful thing that happened to y'all last year through time and hard work that you did not mention, but y'all are both now American citizens, correct?
Woohoo!
That's correct. Yes, and we're really proud citizens. Yeah.
And we thank you so much for that. I mean, it means so much, and y'all put in such hard work and time and effort to do that. So we wanted to congratulate y'all on that. And I tell you something, I've always been curious because whenever we do research, or when I've talked to you before, and you're like going, oh, I've raced here and I've raced there and I've raced a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And when you start looking, you've raced alcohol cars, you've raced fuel cars, you've raced, I want to say it was a injected big block Firebird funny car with a Lenko in it, running on nitrous. And tell me how you got started. How you got started in racing.
Well,
All right, see you in 2 hours.
No, come on now. Don't you go anywhere. You got to tell us too. You got to tell us too now. Come on.
Yeah, I started in a different time than she started, and then we came together. But it's like it's a long story. But the short story of it is that
That's still an hour.
Come on now.
I'm born in Amsterdam, and that's in Europe. And what you guys don't really understand probably because you are from America, but in the Netherlands you don't see a lot of American cars. But from the time I was 4, 5, 6 years old, I always looked at American cars like that's it. I always was interested in engineering and everything else. My dad always had cars, and so now and then he bought another one and he left that other one in the street sitting, and then I started working on it 8, 9 years old, and I started driving it, and sure, everything was not allowed, but by the time I got my driver's license, I could officially drive cars. I always was thinking about American cars, so I was member of a fan club, so custom club, fan club, and I was driving European vans, and there were some people that were driving American vans, which I loved, of course. So at the point I had enough money to buy an American van, and it was a Chevy van, and I bought it from the American bookstore in Amsterdam. So it's like there you go, and it was a bright yellow, ugly van, but I loved it. And
Bright yellow.
Bright yellow. It was ugly, and it had a tree on the tree, which I was for a fan back then was not normal. It was always an automatic. So first, and when I bought it, first thing I did, I pulled the transmission out, put an automatic in, and it had a V8, so that was okay. And then I started customizing it, and at the end of the day, it was candy apple red, and I did a lot of work. It had the ring doors, it had marble floor, it had all kind of things. I won a lot of prizes with it because it was a really beautiful van. But what happened was, during the meetings we started racing with those fans. We started racing each other, which at the end of that, I thought, this fan is way too heavy and too nice and too expensive to race. So I bought a 68 Camaro from a farmer somewhere in the Netherlands. He had it sitting somewhere in the grass, and it had a straight 6 in it. And I pulled it out of the grass and took it home. I bought a 454 somewhere here in the USA. Someone sent it to me. I put it in there, and I put it behind the fan, and I took it to the fan meetings. And when we started racing, I used the Camaro. So, and that's something that other the fan owners saw, so they start doing the same thing. So at the end of the day, that's how drag racing with cars started in the Netherlands. There was already a drag race club, it was called Explosion, but that was only for motorbikes. So we went there and we asked, hey, are we allowed to go with you guys if you go racing? Yeah, sure, no problem. That's how drag racing started in the Netherlands. And the rest is basically history, because that's where it started. From that point on, I never stopped changing that race car. And at the end of the day, that Camaro had a tube chassis in it, which I completely built myself. I had a National Dragstore somewhere, and I found an advertisement in there from Alstom Chassis.
Yep.
I said, okay, so that's how a chassis looks like. So I built it myself, did everything, built my motors, built my transmissions, my rear axles, built the whole car. So, and then, yeah, we started racing and in the Netherlands, and I think I became 6 or 7 times Dutch champion. And then I think, yeah, that's it. I always want to race the bar. It's like, so I was the first Dutchman that started racing with that Camaro in England, in Centerport, in Sweden, Montour Park. And well, that was fun. And then I saw funny cars and I thought, wow, funny cars, that's it. So in 95, I first bought that Pontiac a funny car, but it had no motor in it. So I took my injected motor out of my Camaro, put it in the funny car, sold the Camaro. It had a Lenco 3-speed behind it and a clutch. So I started learning how to work with a clutch, and then put it injected the alcohol motor in there. I put some nitros on it as well. So I run that funny car with injected alcohol and nitros. Nobody understood how I did it, and some people tried it and they all blew the motor up because they didn't know how to do it. Secret, it is like you cannot inject alcohol in nitrous in a nitro system. So I had a separate fuel tank with race gas in it. So when I injected the nitrous, it was with race gas.
Racing gas, not alcohol.
Jensen run on alcohol. That worked really nice. But in '95, I was able to buy my first alcohol funny car. And you know, it's like I'm a funny car guy. Not a lot of people know that, but I'm a funny car guy. In 2000, we started dating. We ran into each other, which was a big boom. And I think you guys even heard it here in the US. But
yeah, that's what that was. Okay,
that's another story for another time. But yeah, that's what that was.
Okay.
Maybe a dating program or so. But yeah.
You should have your own comedian show.
She's laughed once.
Yeah, well, but in '03, we bought our a fuel funny car because I was not really interested in nitro because I thought it's nothing for me. I don't know nothing about it, and I was pretty successful in alcohol.
That one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one. So
Gotcha.
it was a really, really nice car. It was, I think, an ex-Don Scusa car. It was a McKinney chassis. It was really nice.
Dean Scusa.
Dean Scusa, yeah. And,
right.
I said, yeah, you know, I want to buy it. They offered it to me, but you know, you guys need to help me because I don't know anything about nitro. So you guys need to help me out. And they tried to do that. Did not really work out. I was in a bad fire. Should have killed me, but it did not. So that's why I'm a strong believer. We are a strong believer. You know, there is more for us to do here in the world than just running around. Because I believe the good Lord saved me there. And but then Gerda said, okay, whatever you want, but no funny cars anymore because the safety safari here in Europe is not up to it because they could not help you. And we lost a complete car and no funny cars anymore. I said, well, so what do you do? And at that moment, and not a lot later, Knut Soderquist called me, and I don't know if you know Knut. Back then he had a lot of fuel cars running. He had, I think, 4 top fuel cars, and he called me. And he called me, do you want to run a top fuel car for me? I said, well, that's number 5. He said, yeah, that will be number 5, but we can do it. And if you can use your trailer and everything, I will get you all the parts. I said, okay, how much is it? So we made a deal. I called my sponsor back then, and I said, listen, this is what we can do. And they said, well, we are not really interested in Europe. It was an oil company. We're only selling oil in the Netherlands. But if you two, if Gerda and you want to promote us in Drachten, and that's in the Netherlands, we were promoting 3 races there. But that if we can do the NPM Nationals, and you can bring that top fuel car there, then we will sponsor you for the other races. I said, okay. So we made that deal. We started running in L4. We started running top fuel first year. It was a disaster from a performance point of view, but we learned everything we need to know about top fuel racing.
Mostly what not to do.
What not to do.
Get ready to say that's the curve, right?
Nothing good about that because Knut is not with us anymore, and we had our arguments. But at the end of the day, he was a cool guy. I learned a lot from him, and he helped a lot of races, and he helped European drag racing where it was back then, because we were racing 14 cars easy for an 8-car field every race.
Oh, wow.
So it was always a big thing. Back then, I qualified always. I never did not qualify. We qualified for every race. Didn't matter what happened.
Mostly on the last run.
Mostly on the last run, but we always qualified. And but at the end of that year, our sponsor said, "Well, we can see the return on our investment, because suddenly they got companies in Sweden, in Norway, in England. They wanted to buy the oil because they saw the oil on our car, and we were really good ambassadors for them. So they want to continue. But they said, we're going to do different. We want to buy our own car. So we made a deal. We bought our own car. So in 04, Christmas 04, David bought us the Top Fuel Dragster. And that's basically the car we are still running.
Really?
So that car was built in 1999. And we bought it in 04, and we raced it until last year. The last race we did was still in that same car.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's a lot of laps.
That's a lot of laps.
And a lot of miles, because we shipped it a couple of times.
Yeah, from the Netherlands back to America and back and forth.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. So
that was a very well built chassis.
Yes. Well, you can now. McKinney cars are always really built well. It's you cannot say anything about it. Murph is always about safety and anything else. So, and we really appreciate everything Murph did for us. That's without any doubt. So and we were really proud that we could win a race last year in a McKinney chassis, because most people don't run McKinneys anymore. But
I was the last time with Brandon Bernstein in a McKinney.
Yeah. So
really? Oh, yeah. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, things changed, and Murph stuck with what he had. He did not really want to change things because he did not really believe in certain things. He believed in safety, which is all fine, because that's who he is, and we appreciate that. But okay, so in 04, in the end of 04, we bought our own car, and we shipped it to Europe, and we started campaigning that in 05. We hired the crew chief, Eddie Gore, because I still didn't know enough about nitro, because nitro is
scary.
It's not only scary. You really need to be careful. What Gerda just said, you need to know what not to do. Tuning a nitro car is yeah. Well, I don't have to explain you guys what it is. It's
right.
So
it's dynamite. It's dynamite in a can.
Yeah, it's dynamite in a can, and the main thing is to keep your crew safe and keep the audience safe, because it's dynamite. So we went to our first race, and that was the main event. And back then we didn't run wheelie bars yet. And the first run I made with that car, the car came up pretty high in the air. And we came back, and I told Eddie, I said, I don't know if you saw what happened, but the thing came up really high. He said, yeah, I've seen it. I will take care of it. I said, okay. So we went into the second qualifier, hit the throttle, and I was looking into the sun, and the next moment it was dark. What? So the car was it came all the way up. It made a wheel, and it was ready to flip over. So I don't know what Eddie did, but it had an opposite of what should have happened.
Yeah.
So, and there you go again. You know, the car was going up, and sure, I was off the throttle, but what do you do?
Right.
I've seen it a lot of times on videos, on everybody else. It happened to everyone except me, and I was in that situation at that same time. So what do you do? And I knew one thing. Okay, I just sit and wait and see what happens, and then react to anything that will happen. Well, the car came up, and then it banged somewhere. It stopped, bang. And I said, okay, I thought the rear ring hit the track. And then the car started coming back down again. And as soon as I could see something, I saw the car was still going straight. The body panels were still on. And there you go. A McKinney car is built that good that the body panels
because normally when the wind is coming under the car, the body panels fly off. They will become a rudder, and the car will turn around or whatever. This car can straight down, and I said, okay, there we go. And I was watching the front wheels, and it banged on the ground. It broke the front A-arms. But what do you do? 200, 250 miles an hour. But the car was still going straight, and the wheels were turning, and I was just doing this with the steering wheel, and the wheels were reacting. I think, okay, I'm still in charge. So shut the whole thing off, let it go, run through the finish line, and it went through the end of the track, and I turned it to the left, ran it off the track, and it stopped, and the front wheels fell on top of the body. That car was wrecked. Yeah, that car was wrecked.
And so in the meantime, when all of that was happening, I bet you a lot of spectators was thinking about, at the time when Don Garlett's done a blowover, and he drove it back the other way. He drove it back to the start line.
Exactly, and that's what happens when a body panel comes off. It's like it's turn the car around. Well, in this didn't happen. But we got it back in the pits. I think it took us
an hour and a half.
Yeah, an hour and a half, and looked at everything. And well, what do you do? We did not have any A-arms. Asked around, nobody could help us. There was a top fuel dragster on display. We went to the promoter. I said, can we use those A-arms? Yeah, sure, take whatever you need. So we took them off. Did not fit. John Webster, chassis builder over there, he was running a top fuel car. I said, can you help us? Sure. So he helped us make some fixtures overnight. We put it back on the car the next morning. And you know what? Chassis seems to be okay. Was not, but it looked okay. It was bent, but it was still okay. The scrutineers looked at it. They said, well, okay, you can run it. So we went back to run a third qualifier, and everybody was looking at us. What are you doing here? Like, well, we tried to qualify the car. Are you still running that car? Yeah, sure. So made the burnout, stopped the car, put it in reverse, put it backwards, and I saw the front wheels do this. Oh, shit, that's not good. I stopped the car when I got it back into the staging area, put it in forward, and I moved it forward, and the wheels came up again. I think, okay, well, that's what I need. Right?
Oh, there it is. There it is.
There it is. So staged the car, hit the throttle, and the car ran down the track, qualified the car. It was unbelievable. We qualified the car.
This is what not to do. Ms. Gerda, you were talking about what not to do, Ms. Gerda. This is what's not to do. You know
but what does she do? Because I'm behind the wheel, and back then she had no shut-up box yet. So she couldn't shut me up. But that's where the never 15 comes from, right? It's, you know what? It's an 8-car field. We won the first round. First serviced the car, won the second round. We were in the final. Holy moly. And you know how we had to run? We had to run John Webster, who helped us to get the car back together again. So I said, okay, John, this is it. He said, yeah, this is it. I said, you probably want me to give you this because you helped me. And he started laughing. Absolutely not. We're going to race. I said, you're going to race. And you know what? We won that race. And it was the first FIA top fuel win ever for me. At the first race, we basically won with a car that basically should not have run at all anymore. And,
now, where was that at? Where was that at?
That was the center pod. In 05.
Gotcha.
Yeah, 05. And he kept running that car, and that year we won the FIA Top Fuel Championship. You know, those things, I can keep talking for hours, but I can tell you one thing. I can write a book about it, and I'm pretty sure they're going to make a film out of it. It's
only if Tom Cruise plays you.
Okay, well.
That's her request. That's her request. You know,
I can understand that one. You don't want to know how many times we have seen what?
Top Gun. Top Gun.
Unbelievable.
Both.
She knows the whole everything.
I gotta admit, both Top Gun movies are good. I gotta admit, both Top Guns are good. I was glad they gave respect on the second one to everybody from the first one. I'm glad they gave respect. So I was like, okay, I can see this.
Especially the Iceman.
Yes.
But so you know, and I can keep talking, and there's more to talk about, but it just gives you an idea about the never quit thing that started.
I don't hear anything anymore.
Well, and the one thing that you mentioned that really speaks volume about our sport of drag racing is that everybody is willing to help out their competitor, and that's what I like. You don't see very other motorsports do that
No.
to help another competitor out. And being me and Robert, we see it from the sportsman guys all the way up to the professional ranks.
And
that's how it should
exactly,
be.
and that's exactly why we love drag racing. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's how it should be. It's. I think it's a blue collar sport. You help each other, even though you win. You race each other if it's the final round. We had it with Urs Erbacher one time at the Easter Thunderball. I don't know. He needed tires, or we needed. No, he needed tires.
We needed
We needed tires, and he brought us a set of tires that we could run, even though we ran the finals against them.
And we beat him. Oh.
Yeah, Robert was having a couple of technical difficulties, but he's back on now.
Yeah, but the whole Top Gun thing must have done it.
Yeah, that was it.
That's where you left.
Now, I like the other shows that Tom Cruise is in, Mission Impossible.
No, those are too fake.
Well, he doesn't like fake.
But I like that he does his own stunts, though.
Yes.
So if he comes and plays your part, Lex, he's actually going to have to drive a top fuel dragster down the track.
Well, and then that's something pretty.
Well, they're probably going to do the same as what they did with the first Top Gun, because there was actually a pilot in front of it, and he was behind the pilot, because I think most of it they filmed in Germany. Not that I know anything about the movie, but I know Larry Dixon. Larry Dixon has a two-seater, so he can sit in the back, and it looks like he's driving it. See, I thought of it all.
That's true. That's true. She has thought of it all.
Well, we'll put you in the front, ask Larry if we can borrow it.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, Larry Dixon would be down for that.
I know.
Oh yeah.
He helps us out as well. Yeah.
You see, the good part is, Lex, you could just start talking to him in a very casual manner, everything that you're doing, going down the track and all that, and he would probably have a hard time taking it all in. So that would be the fun part. But
that's always the fun part. It doesn't matter who you put on the starting line, no matter what they race, whether it's Kyle Larson or anybody. Once they are on the starting line of a nitro race, they're like, "Oh no, thank you."
Yeah, exactly. But tell me something. You've had an amazing history in Europe, Miss Gerda. Tell me when you actually started taking over the tuning duties, the tuning responsibilities.
How much time do you have?
No, it's got something to do with plumbing.
Oh my God. So in 2019 and 2020, we had help with Lance Larson.
Okay.
And Lance Larson taught me a bunch. He was the tuner of the race car. He put all the numbers in, but I made sure that all the numbers were written down, and how do you put the SD card in the electromotion system? How do you set it all up? That's all the stuff that he taught me. How do you make the ignition calls? How do you set it all in the computer with the MSD programs that we have? How do you keep track of the weather? What do you look at Excel files? Because I'm a big Excel fan. How do you calculate head gaskets? All that stuff.
Right.
So the first race he helped us out was Indy 2019. And normally when we would warm up the car, I would not even be in the pit. I am away from that car because, like you said, it's dynamite. I do not need to be close to it. So I would always say, go across the pit, sit against the other trail, and I would just listen to our warm-up. And I could already hear whether they had put more ignition in it or put more compression on it or lowered everything. Because the sound is just different. The cackle is a little different.
Yep.
And then after the warm-up, I would come back in the pits, do my thing, whatever. So we were in Indy, and Lex and Lance are talking together like, okay, so let's talk procedures. Who's going to do what? Who's going to fire up the race car? And Lex told Lance, well, I figured you were going to do that. He's like, no, because I'm going to be behind the car. I want to have the overall side. and I want to keep an eye on the guys. And if there's something going on, then I can jump in there. But okay, so who's gonna fire up the car? Well, who do you trust? Who is with you all the time? Well, I can ask Mickey, or no, because he's already doing this. Or I could ask no, because he's not always available. So Lance went, what about Gerda? Lex started laughing. He's like, she's not even next to the car when we fire it up in the pits. She's not even in the pits. That will never happen. While they were talking about it, I walked by, and they both had this smirk on their face. And I was like, okay, what's going on here? And Lance Larson, well, we all know Lance, tall, big guy, and he just stands there. And Lex goes, you tell her.
Yeah.
And Lance is, well, we want you to fire up the race car. And I'm like, that's a bad idea. Well, then they tried to convince me why to do it. At that time, Hopsing was still around, Eric. And I was able to talk to him, and he's like, if anybody can do it, it's you. So I made a deal with Lex and Lance. I went, okay, let's do it this way. We're doing a good gasoline first. Then we're going to run it on methanol. And if I'm still comfortable, we're going to run it on nitro.
Okay.
And Lance went, yep, we can do that. So we fired up on gasoline. Perfect. We fired it up on methanol. No problem at all. Lance walks over, gives me a hug, tells me, honey, you can fire up my race car any day. I'm like, okay, well, I must be doing something right. Went into the trailer, got a gas mask, and I'm like, okay, I got to slow down, because my heart was pumping out of my chest. I was a nervous wreck. Every time I put the gas bottle by the injector to put gas in it, my hand is shaking like this. I'm like, I got to calm down. So I put my gas mask on. Let me see if I can. There we go. And I'm like, okay, take a deep breath. 5 seconds. Breathe in, breathe out, and we're good to go. Lance was right behind me, so I take a deep breath. I breathe out. The whole gas mask fogs up. I'm like, crap, I can't see shit. Take it off, clean it up, put it back on. Okay. I'm like, well, let's do this anyway. Fired up the race car, no issues, set the idle, did all that, and ever since then, I've been firing up the race car. Because the first time we were in St. Louis, we towed it to the starting line, and the guy from the safety safari always walks over like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't I be okay? I'm here, right? Well, what's wrong? What's wrong? He's like, no, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm just nervous. I was totally out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, and what he meant was, are you okay? You're ready to fire up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, but she was delving a little deeper onto that question. That's what that was.
God.
You know,
After Indy, that first day when I fired up that race car, we got home, because at that time you stayed at home. You don't need to go to a hotel because you're racing at home. I got back home. I was so messed up. I took a shower. I still wore my glasses under the shower, and I was a mess.
But what's the story about the plumbing?
Oh yeah, well, it's just different, because I literally asked Lance Larson, don't you think it will be a problem? He's like, what's that? I'm like, well, I'm a female. He's like, honey, your plumbing might be different, but if you cannot do the job, I wouldn't let you do it. And it doesn't matter what your plumbing is.
I never heard anybody say that comparison for just somebody to fire a car up. You know,
but everybody knows exactly what I mean.
Yeah. Oh yes, absolutely.
It's automotive in general. I see it at O'Reilly Auto Parts because my plumbing is different. I see it in the racing world. I still feel like when they do, as they call it, the crew chief walk, when the track temperature is being checked and the CAC numbers on the grippo, and you get all that stuff, I still have eyes looking at me like, what is she doing here?
Well, you could think about it like crew chiefs, going back to like Kim LaHaye. When Kim LaHaye was crew chiefing with her father, okay, and she went on for Larry Minor after that and stuff like that. she was, and I imagine too that there was some, rolled eyes, but she, like you, she proved herself, her ability and her skill,
Well,
just like what you're doing.
especially nowadays, there are some people that say, "Oh, you're the first female crew chief." I'm like, nope. Right now, I'm probably the only one, but I'm not the first. I always mention her that she is the first.
Right, exactly. She at least the first one that world championship, national
Right.
event winners as a crew chief.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I just literally thought of that as you were saying that. It's like going, no, Miss Gardo was not the first, but and I don't see
No,
it that way.
I'm not the first. I want to be the first. I don't know if I want to be the first. I only want to be the first on Sunday when we win the race.
There you go. That's what I was waiting to hear. That's what I was waiting to hear. The competition, just like Lex,
And now you're going to be able to start up a new chassis in 2026 because
Yes.
y'all had a chassis come over to y'all from Coletta Motorsports. Tell us a
Yeah.
little bit of some of the changes that you actually have to make for you, Lex, in the cockpit to make it your dragster. Of course, you're going to have to, the seat is going to have to be fitted for you. I don't know if you
Yeah.
can take one out of the old chassis and put it in this one, or you'll have to
No.
pour a new seat or not.
Yeah, you need to pour a new seat, and that's just because it's a safety thing. Sure, I can pull the old one out of the old car, but the seat itself is different. So if you would do that, then it's not. You don't really realize what you want to realize with a pour-in seat. So now we're gonna pour a new seat in there, so I can be comfortable, but for sure safe. The good thing is that Doc and I are almost the same length, so the car fits me perfect. The car we run, the McKinney car, was basically built for a way shorter guy than I am, and it was built for Corey McLennan. So,
Okay.
And Corey, I talked to Corey a couple of times. Corey's coming through here, so the car I run until now, I always sat with my knees against the steering wheel. It is what it is. There was just not more room.
Right.
So this is really comfortable. I'm sure it will help with reaction times and anything else. It's like steering is easier because I got all the room to do this.
Right.
It's a different car. The windshield is a lot longer. It's a lot higher. It's when I sit in that car, it's like there is no firewall in there. The old car had a firewall. I could just not see. Now I can see if I just look a little bit under there. I can look from almost. I almost see the fuel tank. So the way this car is built and made, it's made for current drag racing. So it's built for higher speeds. It's built for these type of tracks we are running nowadays with these type of tires. So
And that is a windy chassis, correct?
Basically, the front half and the back half are new. The cockpit is built in 20, and they run it for 2 or 3 years. Basically, it was part of the first championship dog run, most of it. So it's basically a championship winning car. But yeah, it's basically new. And Connie Coletta made us a really, really sweet deal. He really helped us out with most parts on the car are all new, a really new wheelie bar, and everything is titanium and stuff like that. I'm really not used to it. This car will be a lot lighter than the old car.
Really?
And yeah, it's our old car was 50, 60 pound overweight. And
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. We
did.
listen. I told Gerda, it's like what we are going to do right now is like somebody got my handcuffs from my back now, and now we can start running. And so I'm really looking forward to it from a tuning point of view, from a driving point of view, what we can do with a current spec car, and especially with the IHRA running an 8 mile. The 8 championship races are over an 8 mile, so you want to really have a car that's light and towards the minimum weight,
Right.
and it needs to be fast. It needs to be fast right away, and because an 8 mile, it's over before you know. Now, for the people in the grandstands, it doesn't really matter because they still see your race. Because that's another thing. I thought 8 mile racing, I don't know. But doing it, it's pretty interesting because the strategy and everything else, it's a different ball game. But
Right.
it's really interesting. How to set up the car, how to drive the car, all the things around it. So having this new car, carbon fiber body, it's got everything you need. So I hope we can get it going pretty quick because we don't have really the funding to start testing. So what's going to happen is we're going to bring it to the first race, and hopefully we can put a tune-up in there, and it will be okay right away to at least start going. And well, let's see if we can win more races, see if we can win a championship. And when it comes to the IHRA as well, the Triple Crown, as you guys know, it's $1 million.
Right.
I don't think it's possible, but it's not possible not only for me, but for no one. But at the same time, I'm also a believer, and I know when things come together and the good Lord is helping us, then anything is possible. And at the end of the day, it's about your car, it's about your crew, it's about your relationships, it's about everything needs to be okay. And I believe that the current car, yeah, we can win races and we can win a championship. And if we would have had the funding to run a full NHRA schedule, I don't care. I would go for that and see how far we can get it.
You would do both.
Yeah, I would do both. I would run 30 races. I don't care. I'm here to race, and I'm here to win. I'm not here. We are not here to be part of a field and to have a name and maybe to get 8 cars or 16 cars on the list. I'm here to race. That's what I always did my whole life. And sure, I'm getting a little bit older. And people ask me, well, what do you think? Well, as long as I'm healthy, I will keep racing. As long as I can be competitive, I will keep racing. And look at John Ford, you know, he was still winning races until his accident. I believe, and that's another thing why I'm still racing and it drives Gerda races in Arnhem, because she told me, I don't mind if you quit. Well, sorry, we never quit. And then I asked her, when do you stop smoking? And she said, sorry, we never quit. But
Good volley. Good volley.
We are not only competitive as a team, but we both also are competitive, right? So
Right.
but at the end of, you know, the thing is this: the experience I have racing such a long time, I think it's a waste not to keep using that. The good Lord gave me this, and as long as the Lord thinks I'm okay to go, then I will keep doing that. And there might be a moment that I say, okay, that's it. I keep losing on hole shots all the time. Yeah, then I'm gonna quit because I don't want to disappoint my team. If I start losing on hole shots, then I don't do my team justice. So that's another reason. And you can ask. Gert always says he never basically lost on a hole shot. But he never pulled a red light. On Sunday. So those things are really important for me. As long as I can do that, then I'll keep driving. But there will be a moment, you know, to me, when I'm done racing, I say Lex Joon Racing is not done racing because we will have someone else running the car. And maybe my dream is always to run 2 cars. But because I think that's the best view you can have. But, you know, we are here not only to do what we do, but also to give back, also to help the next generations racing. And right now, as you guys know, it's really difficult to get into racing without money. Although, and if I just look at drag racing, there are still a lot of talented young people that should deserve a chance to get into a competitive car and start racing. But it's just, you know, it's so difficult because racing gets more and more expensive. So the goals for those young kids are going further and further away to get a chance to get it done. Now, lately we saw some cool things that people got a chance to get into a car. So let's hope this will continue. But we are part of that. If we can do that at a certain point, we will do it. But it's the same like people ask me, can I rent your car for a race? I said no. Oh, why not? I said because I'm not going to rent out a car that's not competitive. I don't want your money. Put you in a car that cannot win races. But
Right.
if we are there at the point, then that might happen, and then we're going to do it. Those things are really important. So going back to your question, yeah, this car, state of the art, great deal. Hopefully, we will have a lot of fun with it, and we can just get it going and be really good with it.
Oh yeah.
Gerda, I have a question for you. Going from 1,000 feet to run an eighth mile, I know y'all do have to make some changes. Do y'all run a different gear when y'all run eighth mile compared to?
No.
Okay.
No,
So-
no.
so-
She's just doing the same she always does because it doesn't really matter. The only difference right now with this car and what we got going, she wants to be the first that's running 388 in the IHRA.
Oh, don't tell all my secrets.
And the other secret is she wants to be the first that's running 2 seconds. That's the other secret. And now I got a problem. I probably have to sleep on the couch.
Ooh, man, a first one.
I got a wish list for this year.
She got a wish list, and you know what?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about
that.
We talked a little bit about that wish list. We won't mention it here. We talked a little bit about and Mark said where that list is hidden in the trailer.
Yeah. No, that's my hit list. That's a different list.
Okay. I didn't think you wanted to talk about that. Because we're not going to name names, but we don't name names.
My 320 plus miles an hour was on my wish list for 6 years, and we finally got it done last year.
You went right up there, marked it off. Next.
Yep.
So now that's something else. Since y'all have a Bounty Hunter chassis, and that name is synonymous with Connie Coletta. Okay.
Yeah.
Will y'all be running a Bounty Hunter name somewhere on the car?
Maybe it's something we don't really talk about, but
we're still figuring out the paint scheme.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But Connie is he's a really good guy.
Hey, maybe that is something for the fans to do. Make us a paint scheme. It has to be carbon fiber body with orange. Never Quit has to be on there. See what they come up with.
That's pretty cool.
That's actually a good idea. It's actually a good idea.
And we will add all the sponsors to that because we cannot do it without our sponsors.
And
Yeah,
that's where we're going to next.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going into. Y'all made some great announcements this weekend, so I'm gonna let you go into it and talk about those new marketing partners that y'all have for the 2026 season and how they came about.
Well, a lot of them are already sponsors we had from last year. Like Redline made a new commitment to us, but that seems so like it's not a big deal. It is a huge deal because sponsors, and we call them basically partners because they not. A sponsor is, to me, a sponsor is someone who gives you money and say, "Hey, go play and have fun." That's a sponsor.
Sticker on the car.
Put a sticker on the car and let's see. We have partners like with Redline, Mark. The end of this last season, I don't know if we're going to have another deal because there's a lot of things going on. There are a lot of good teams around us. Look, they just signed Anton Brown to the roster. It's like Anton Brown, Lex Joon. What do you do? But Redline is we managed to do really good for them because that's what it's about. If we can do good for our sponsors, for our partners, then I got a fair chance to get them on board for another year. So we are working really hard the whole year to give them the return and more on what they invest in us. And that's something you don't really see all the time, but it's absolutely there. Like we got Crystal that does a lot of social media for us. She is working there behind us to get all those partners into the limelight all the time. We have a special deal for that by itself. But Mark, I said, okay, Mark, this is it. What do you think? He said, what do you think, big man? Absolutely. And I think, wow, I was over the moon. I think, yes, we work with Safe 22, the veteran organization.
Yes.
Now, that's not so much about money, but at the same time, we have a lot of business things going because we need to help them to help the veterans. So that's where
Right.
we work together. And as Girl always say, we are in business to put Safe 22 out of business. But it's those things. We talked to CP Carrillo, you know, um Snake. He's an awesome guy, and I told him that CP all started, and basically the same with Redline. CP started like, guys, even if you don't sponsor, if you don't give me nothing, I want to be able to run the CP Carrillo sticker on my car because I want to be part of your family. Same with Redline. We always bought the oil because it was really good oil. We always bought Secret Gorilla parts because it's a really good parts. But
Right.
if you allow us to run a sticker on our car, that would be great. You know what? They became a partner of us. They just sent us a new set of rods. They made. They are beautiful and say, okay, you go ahead and try them. It's those things. We got custom floaters. Uh, Dick Malone, I don't know if you know who Dick Malone is. He's the owner of Custom Floaters. He was a drag racer himself. He raced alcohol funny cars.
Oh.
I met him 6, 7 years ago in Norwalk, and he walked to me. I didn't even know who the guy was. And he said, I need to know one thing. I said, yes, sir. What kind of floaters are you running? Well, I just bought some floaters from John Ford Racing, and they are, I think they are your brand, Custom Floaters. You're running the right stuff. I'm going to help you. And you know what? I could not do without them. Floaters are really expensive. Every run we make, you use 5 floaters in your clutch system. They help us out. And I talked to Dick the other day, and Tom, his right hand, awesome people. And Dick said, I wish I could do more for you. I said, Dick, you have no clue what you're really doing for us. It's unbelievable. Those are the partners. Gates, same thing. We approached Gates. I said, please, can we put your name on our car? I don't expect anything, but Gates is such a big name in the world. It would be so awesome if you would allow us to run your decal. Because that's exactly what it is. It's an honor.
Right.
It's American. It's all there. And you know what? We got their blower belts. We are running their blower belts for years. These are the best belts out there. And I know there is some discussion with certain teams that they don't agree. I can tell you one thing. It's the best belt out there. And yeah, a belt can break. But I can tell you one thing. If a blower belt breaks, it's off because the tension was not right. So it's on to the guy that put it on. Or there's something wrong with your engine. And I call them safety belts. If my belt breaks, it's better that my belt breaks than that my engine blows apart. So
Right.
love those guys. So we got Track Tune. They came on board at the end of last year.
Yes.
It's like there's another company it's called Auditory Defense. They basically help our fans by protecting their hearing.
Yes.
Not a lot of people understand what hearing means for someone, for you and me, until
Right.
you will be deaf, because then you suddenly realize how important your hearing is. Those companies take care of our fans. They bring everything to the track to help you with your hearing, but in a way that you can hear everything that's going on that an announcer is telling you, and you can even answer your phone and you can hear people talk. Yeah, I think
Yes.
it's awesome. We can help our fans by getting TrackTune on board. They support us, we support them, and we support our fans. You see what's
Yes.
happening? It's a circle.
And we're gonna look into them for Gainesville because they had a display at PRI, and we got there a little bit early, and I just walked up to them, okay, and just started talking, and I started doing some research, and the nice lady who started the company, forgive me, I don't remember the medical term for basically being a hearing doctor, okay, but she was involved with it, and her family's involved in racing, so she merge the two. It's like this is a something that is needed. This technology and I like that is so simple, but it's great because my wife accuses me now, rightfully so, that I have hearing issues. Due to
The
my hobby.
paperclip was simple too.
Due to my hobby. My dad has severe hearing issues due to his hobby, and which is the same hobby and his work. He worked as a machinist in big production shops, so you get the idea. So it's something as simple, I say as simple as that, but it's very, very needed. It's not only for children, but all the way up to adults and to fans and racers. And it's wonderful technology. And the fact also, not only through your other, like you said, marketing partners that you work with, family extenders, is that working with the veterans. That is really, really needed. And everything that you're doing to bring attention to not only the problems, but also to the solutions. And so that we appreciate that. I mean, because we completely believe 100% supporting our veterans, past and present. So thank you. And I'm sorry I didn't mean to cut you off when you were sharing about your marketing partners for 26. Please.
I really appreciate what you're saying, because when we came here to 22 veterans a day, and it's probably more, but at least 22 veterans a day commit suicide. When we got notice of that, we said, what? Because who knows that there are at least 22 veterans and first responders a day just stepping out of their lives. And what I always try to explain is this: listen, it's really sad that's happening, 100%. But you know what? 9 out of 10 they leave behind the family, and you cannot imagine what that does for the family when things like that happen. We really need to stop it. Again, like Gerda says, we need to get Safe 22 out of business. And it's not only about veterans anymore, it's also about first responders. And especially what you see what's going on right now in the world, we need to help our first responders as well, because we need them. Same like our veterans, they did an amazing job for us. We cannot do without them, so we need to help them. It's those things that for us as a team, it's giving back, and that by itself is a reason we need to race, and we need to do as much races as possible, because the more races we can do, the more awareness we can create for this issue, and the more veterans we can help. Because IHRA is amazing. They I think for this season as well, I think they give away, for each race we attend, they give away, I think, over 100 tickets plus their spouses. So more than 200 tickets to our veterans. Those things, this is really important. And NHRA as well, they try to help as well. And hopefully we can do some NHRA racing this year. And I'm pretty sure they will help us out with the veterans as well. It needs to happen. We need to give back. So those things, it's like, another thing I need to mention, Surplus City. They are in heating and cooling. They are here from Indianapolis.
Yes.
Last year we started the conversation with them, and at first they said no, and then they came back and said, you know what? We are not totally not in racing. We got nothing with racing. We are in soccer and football, but okay, let's give it a try. So they gave it a try, and they were blown away with what we could do for them and the amount of customers to be brought in. And the cool thing is what we can do for our fans, because this company, they supply AC machines and heating furnaces for way less money than you normally have to pay for. So we can help our fans as well to purchase things that are less expensive, and they're great people. And I asked him about this year, and he said, you know what? You keep amazing me all the time. What you guys are doing for us, and you keep sending us customers, and you do such a great job for us. Of course, we will be part of, and we will pay you more than what we did. That's by them. It's so cool. Again, a circle. It's not only it's our team. No, we can help our fans. It's that those teams are. This is what keeps us going. And the other thing there is another big company that entered our team, and
don't tell it yet.
You will see more about it next week, because I cannot. It needs to stay a surprise. But
nice save, Skirta. Nice save.
I'm really proud to have them on board.
I've known him a little longer. I know he can't help himself.
It's okay. It's okay.
And another great American company, which I looked at my whole racing career, especially when we start racing here. I saw them every race on every car. And I think I want to have them on my car. I want to have them on my car. And you know what? It happened. And you will hear more about it next week. And you know what? It's sure, because people always ask me, okay, so this is the deal. Now you can start running full time. No, it's still not the deal to run full time, at least not in the NHRA. We probably can do IHRA because IHRA has a program that suits us when it comes to spending money and getting money back from them. It's a really nice balance. So that's going to work, but we still looking at running NHRA. We got another sponsor. That's Anthony Fox Trucking. Now, nobody knows about him because he's just a local trucking company from Georgia. But that's typically the type of guy that loves drag racing and loves what we are doing. And he really tries to help us with sponsoring because, sure, his name is on the car. Sure, his name is on our shirts. It's all there. Nobody knows about it. And we can put it out there all the time. But because he's a local company, he's not really helping him. But he's helping us, sponsoring us every race. And he's part of the reason we were able to buy a new car because he said, you know what? Because I started talking with him about it. He said, you know what, Lex, I want to race. I want to be a racer one day. And I probably never can run top fuel, although I would love to do it. But I want to buy your car so you can buy that car. And if you can set it up for me one time to be an A fuel car, and I will start running A fuel with your team because that's what I want to do. There you go again. That's another circle. That's how we do it because a lot of people ask us all the time, how in the world do you do this? It's about wheeling and dealing. I'm working 24/7 in the shop. Gerda's working at O'Reilly to make some money, and when she's not working there, she's helping me at the shop. So now and then a crew guy shows up. But I can tell you one thing, that whole car, that movement from one car to the other, most of it is done all by me and by her. And you know what? I think it's cool because at the end of the day, when that car is on the starting line and people see it, they all say, that's awesome, and I'm proud. And this is America. This is only possible in America. And that's another thing. People need to understand this is the biggest, baddest country in the world. This is only possible in America. That's why we came here. We got the freedom to do this. We got the freedom to go to a racetrack and burn nitro. We are here. We can run over 300 miles an hour and nobody is complaining. I don't know if you saw it a couple of years ago. We had a meeting here at Lucas Oil Raceway, and Wednesday evening it was with the sheriffs. Yeah. Here with they brought police cars and they were drag racing, and they asked us if we want to be part of that to be basically an honorary guest. And so at the end of the race, they had a winner. And it was already dark. And then they asked me if I wanted to race the winner as a professional driver. I said, sure. You cannot deny our first responders and sheriffs to do that. And they gave me the slowest car because they were racing two cars, and they gave me the slowest car. I said, yeah, sure. And then they asked me if it was okay that one of the sheriffs, it was a lady, a female, if she was allowed to drive with me because she had a hurt leg, so she could not race, but she would love to go with me down the track. Sure, it's extra weight, but you know what? It's all about the fun. It's about the experience. And then I was sitting in the police car, and they said, you need to turn all the flashing lights. So all the lights were going, and it was dark. It was so cool. And there you go. So pre-stage, and she was already, yeah. And then stage, it was quarter mile.
Oh,
and I think
I put him in the lights like a funny car.
She put me in the lights.
So you waved him in, you brought him in.
Yeah. And you know what? I thought the only way to do this is to beat them on a whole shot because I know this car is not fast enough.
It was a Dodge Durango against the Dodge Charger.
Yeah. So I was a Durango. And we went, and I had him on a whole shot, and I was going, and I was looking in the side mirror, and she was screaming, are you gonna? I said, wait, we're not there. You know, normally you think it's about a run, and this was going for a couple of seconds, so I could talk to her. I said, well, wait and see, because he's coming, no, we're gonna win. And I think, oh, finish line. And I hit the finish line, And at that moment, he passed me, but I won it. So she
Not
went.
that he's competitive.
Totally.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But you know what? She went out of her mind, and we had a great time. Those things is only in America, and we love this country. We will never go back again. It's like we have a great time. It's something we wish to do our whole lives. We never really thought we could do this, and here we are.
Now,
Jeez.
I know a lot of people's probably watching this and probably want to know the first NHRA event that y'all are going to go to. Are y'all going to be at the Gator Nationals?
Well, one thing before I answer the question, Nitra LA Graphics. Randy, he's here from Brownsburg. He's a trooper. He always helps us out. All the decals you see on the car, everything he does it for us as a team, for me as a person, because he loves what we are doing. Randy Garnett, if you are around here and you need to have decals made or whatever, hero cards, shirts made, whatever, go to Nitra LA Graphics. That's the guy. Okay, going back, I would love to do Gainesville. And if I can find the funding, we will do it, because I would love to put that race car on an NHRA track first to see what it does.
Next to Doc Coletta?
Next to Doc Coletta. Yeah.
That would be good. That would be good.
But it's all about, we need to find the funding, because the thing is this, with Top Fuel Racing, with Nitro Racing, it's easy. You cannot start playing Russian roulette, because you can't go to a race and think it will be okay, and it's not okay, and you're done. Not maybe for the season, but forever, because we just run on a shoestring. No, you run on a flush string. It's we just run race by race, and sure, we are committed to do all the IHRA races, because I think we can do that. We're going to run the Triple Crowns, because I think we can do that. NHRA, again, what she said, we want to run them all, but we need to have the funding in place to do it. So hopefully we will make it to Gainesville. The car is certified yesterday. NHRA gave us all the stickers we need. My medical went okay. I got my license back again. It's because that's another thing. Everybody thinks, oh, you're going to race a car. Yeah, sure. But it's a medical thing you need to go through every year. And if something is not right, you're not going to race. So everything is there. It's only the money that needs to be there to do it. I'm working on it. Besides putting a car together, I try to find the money to get it done. Also, Heineken is in a bad place right now. I don't know if you know Heineken. People love beer. Heineken is made in the Netherlands. It's a Dutch beer. I just sent them an email this morning. Hey guys, I can help you out. Let's make you the beer of the IHRA. Let's make you the beer of the NHRA. Let's get going. We know Budweiser did it. We know other beer companies did it. We can do it. If something like that is going to happen, I can tell you, it will be in Gainesville.
I like that. I did not know that Heineken was from the Netherlands, or produced in the Netherlands.
It's made in Amsterdam. When I was going to school back a long time ago, I had my bike, and I always drove by the Heineken brewery, and that's where it was made, and you can always smell it. It's that's my hometown. But yeah, hey, let's start sending Heineken some emails, and
I want to hear some passion.
Can represent you.
I want to hear some passion. I don't think we've heard any passion whatsoever about what y'all do. I mean, I could be wrong. This could be new stuff. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Totally boring.
I'm kidding.
She knows everything about horsepower. She's a horse driving instructor. You know that?
No, I didn't.
But talking about, we can do a lot of things.
So, no, I know that, but I'm sorry, Ms. Gerda. I thought of something when you mentioned that at the auto parts, and I sit there and thought to myself, I can imagine the stories that you've heard of people talking about their car makes this much power, or they try to explain drag racing to you without knowing you and all this stuff, and you just roll your eyes and you're like going, hang on a second, you pull your phone out, can you do that? You're like going, nope, okay then. And then
I actually have a couple of pictures on the wall in the area where I work. I call it my little wall of fame.
Right.
I got one big picture of a run we made in England. I got a couple of winner circle pictures from Ireland from last year over there.
Right.
Um I always laugh when people order valves or push rods, and I look at them and they're like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Well, that's cute."
Yeah, really. Yeah, compared. Now here's a technical question, Skirtle. You could tell because I don't know. Okay, we recently learned how you start an injected nitro car. Okay, but how do you start a top fuel nitro car? And what I mean is, do you start it on pump gas? When you squirt it in there, do you start on pump gas? Do you have another tank hooked up and start it on a different fuel before you swap it over to nitro, or what?
So when we started up in the pits for the warm up, my procedures are a little bit different. They're a little bit longer than when we're at the starting line. But if we're on the starting line, we always have regular gasoline.
Okay.
Eric Lane always told me regular, what is it, 89, put it, but make sure you get fresh gasoline every weekend. So we honor him by doing that. And it's just gasoline. I always put some in it and tell the guy on the other side to pull the wires and hit the starter button and don't let go of the starter button until it actually runs.
Geckos on
Yeah,
nitro.
yeah, you can hear it run on that nitro. You can hear the difference between gasoline and nitro. That's why I always, because that's the fun part when you work at an O'Reilly store, because everybody's like, oh, top fuel dragsters are so expensive. I'm like, listen, the most expensive part we actually sell here in the store. They're like, really? I'm like, yeah, it's right there on the wall. What is it? Is it the supercharger? I'm like, no, it's not the supercharger. And I walk over to our electronic area where you got a toggle switch, because that is the switch that is on my starter motor. And as soon as you hit that $699 switch, it's going to cost you money.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I see what you did there. I was like going, wait, where's she going? Oh, that was good. But
you should have it like, on the toggle switch, the bottom of it say off, the top of it, when you flip it on, have a money sign there.
Yeah, and that's all you need to know.
Well, that's what I got on my money box when I can shut them off on the starting line when I see a cylinder drop or something else.
Right.
I always hit the button and it says next to it, save dollars.
Okay, that'll work. But so whenever you do fire, you're obviously priming it with the gas, spinning it over, turn the ignition on, fire it up. But I always see crew chiefs like yourself, whenever they're starting it, they're constantly priming it with fuel. I mean, for a long time after it's running.
Yeah, because it takes a little. Because you do a little gasoline. I always count till 3 or 4 seconds. That little bit of.
Oh no, we just lost them for a second. We'll give them a second and see if they.
You see, I shouldn't ask that. I shouldn't ask that. That's what did it. I shouldn't have done that. That was on me. There's so many technical questions I would like to ask, and I know we don't have enough time for it because it's just absolutely fascinating to me. There you are. There you are.
All right. Can you hear us?
Yes, we can hear you.
I told everybody hang loose. Y'all be right back. It won't take y'all long.
Not that long. Can you hear us?
Yes.
We can.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
I cannot hear you. Oh, we're good.
Okay.
Right, sorry, I got a phone call. That's why it went dead.
Yes, that's happened to us many a time.
I don't hear you guys yet, so maybe that's me.
Okay.
So I pour gasoline in the injector, and Lex is ready in the cockpit because he always pulls the fuel pump open, and the guy on the other side says, well, I tell him, okay, we're ready. I got my gasoline ready. He pulls the wires. We hit the starter button. And it always takes a little to run it on gasoline first. And then Lex can hear it run really good on gasoline. And he'll pull the fuel pump open. But I'll keep pouring in gasoline. Because if I don't do it, it will shut off. And that's the last thing you want while you're on the starting line. Because you got to back it down and start all over again. And you look like idiots.
You want to fix your speaker?
I don't hear you guys.
Okay.
So.
Mitchell, try to talk and see if they can hear you.
Can you hear me okay?
Can
No, they can't hear us.
Okay. Oh,
I think they're going to try to reboot and come back in.
yeah, probably so. And but I tell you, just like I said, just simple little things like that to me fascinate me. 'Cause simple to them, but to me and others out there, it's very informative. But also, and Mitchell, I know you agree. I love hearing how passionate they are about racing. Okay, and all their marketing partners. I mean, like they said, they're not sponsors; they're partners. Hey, are you there?
Yes. Can you hear us?
Yes. Can you hear
Yeah.
us?
Yes. Sorry.
No, you're
That's
good.
okay.
No, I got a phone call in and I declined it, but it turned everything else off.
It's all right. No, we were sitting there and we were just saying about your passion and your sponsors or your marketing partners that you're working with. You're not working with sponsors, but you're working with marketing partners and extended family. So,
And I'm like y'all. I do not like the word sponsor. Marketing partner is more fitting because they're coming on board to help you at the same time you're
helping them
going out helping them sell their product. So yes, it's a two-way street when
Yes, it's a partnership, and I don't. To me, it doesn't matter whether it's your marriage, which is a partnership. If you work with people, it's a partnership. So that's why we think partners is way more important than a sponsor. Because to us, a sponsor gives you a little bit of money, you put a sticker on the car, and that's it. But
Right.
we want to make the companies better and give them everything that they are looking for and then some. Because when I go to O'Reilly Auto Parts tomorrow morning, I want to be giving it 110% because that's not only what they pay me to do, but I want to make the company better and I want to help my customers because we're in customer service. If
Right.
you are a race team and you have marketing partners, I want to make them better.
Absolutely. That's the right attitude. That is, and that's how we feel also at On the Spot Motorsports Media. Is everybody that's working with us, which includes Redline Synthetical, Scorpion Racing Products, and Big Stuff Fuel Injections. Okay, we believe in them. Okay, and we also want to try to share their good products with others. Okay, and share the good word, and just to help everybody. Because we both run Redline in our vehicles, street cars, race cars. We have used their products way before they came on board. Same thing with Scorpion, and we've known everybody working with Big Stuff and through sportsman racing and stuff like that. So, big believer in their products. For example, just like what y'all are doing. So, I tell me something. Now, how can everybody get a hold of you? How can everybody find you and reach out to you? Because you're going to be flooded now. You know that.
Well,
I'm working.
Okay. But no. What's your social media contacts and how can people get a hold of you?
there are a couple of ways to do it. It's on Facebook. It's Lex Joon Racing, and I got my personal one is Lex Joon. Gerda got her on Facebook. Gerda June. We got. What do we got more? We got Instagram. We got LinkedIn, Lex Joon or Lex Joon Racing. You can send me an email, lex@lexjoonracing.com or gerda@lexjoonracing.com. Now, she normally does not read her emails, but I will do it for her.
I'm working.
So then I'll
Right.
tell her, hey, listen, you got an email. And then she says, okay, well, send me a picture so I can read it. But it's, we got a website, lexjoonracing.com. There are all kind of ways to. If you need to get a hold of me, you can find me. It's
Yes, and if that doesn't work, you can reach out to Mitchell or I here at On the Spot Motorsports Media, and we can put you in direct contact with them too. So yes, there is no reason for people that out there that want to get involved with Lex Joon Racing and all the marketing partners that they're working with, including, like I said, the veterans, the Save 22 veterans, Redline Oil, just to name a few. Okay, you need to get involved with them because I mean they're a great company. You can see their passion, and they've literally raced all over the world. You can't say that you haven't done that, and you've won in multi organizations. So we encourage everybody to get involved with you because we want to see you at Gainesville.
Well, so we won races in Europe. We won championship in Europe. We won a Wally in the NHRA for being best performance, best appearing crew. So I got a Wally.
Okay.
It's always one, but
And a Wally is a Wally.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree.
Exactly.
Take that away from me. And we won in IHRA. So I don't think there's many people that won in all three organizations.
That's
So
true.
there's one thing to do, and that's winning an NHRA. And if you can win an NHRA, you also can win a championship. So yeah, it's.
by that time you'll be 88.
I don't care. Age is just a number. It's.
There you go. I like it.
No, but it's.
I can see myself with my stroller firing up that race car. Here we go again. You ready?
No, I don't think that's a good idea.
Hey,
Well,
as long as you are happy and safe, that's all that matters, right?
Yeah, right. That's why I don't want him to run a funny car anymore. Because if I fire that one up, I'll turn around, hit my head against the body, look like an idiot.
It's still on my to-do list to run a funny car again. So that's one of those things we still got going. But it's I'm not a dragster guy. And then when you tell people I'm not a dragster, they'll look at you like, what? No, the first time ever I sat in a dragster was in 2004 when I got in that Knut Soderquist deal. And
Right.
I don't like dragsters, but it is what it is. You know, if that's the way to get things done. The cool thing about the dragster, the top fuel dragster, is it's basically the fastest hot rod in the world. So in sense of ET, speed at the moment as well. But it's like, you know, how many people have a top fuel license in the world? It's like, how many people own a car, a top fuel car? How many people own and drive a top fuel car? You know, it's like, think about that one.
When
Back
you
in the
start
days,
when you
it was
start
normal
putting
to own a car and to drive it. There are not a lot of people right now that own a nitro car and still run it and basically tune it with their wives. So there's
Right.
no one there. But
well,
okay.
that's
It's
the
like,
great thing.
You know, we all do that.
Maybe the rest is smarter than we are.
But that's probably the case. But you know what? We have more fun than they have. So
Really?
whatever.
Ah.
I
Yep,
got people.
yep.
I got people asking me, why don't you start some kind of thing that you can advise people how to keep their marriage going? Because you guys do an awesome job. I said, well, no. Okay, so she says no. But no, it's we have the time of our life, and to be honest, you know, that's what we believe. It's God gave us the time to be here, and you need to make the most out of it. And we are at a point that we can give back to people, and that's really important. The good Lord saved me. He saved me when I was in a bad fire in a funny car, which I should not have survived. He saved me when I was in a houseboat fire, which I never should have had survived. The people, firemen, nobody understood how I survived it. I survived a car that almost flipped over, and the good Lord showed his hand by stopping the car, because what I did not tell you yet, when we came back in the pits, I looked at the rear ring. I could not find anything that had hit the track. So yeah, I do believe there's something out there, and I do believe there's still a reason we do what we do. So that's why we have so much passion to do what we do, because that's why we are here.
I like it. See, look at
That's
that.
a good picture.
That is a good picture.
Yeah, I
Look at
want to
that.
thank Crystal for sending these to me for y'all's interview tonight. I tell you what, she does a great job of taking photos, and I can't wait to meet up with her some more and talk to her.
Yep.
And I tell you what, she does a really great job.
I mean,
She's part of the reason we are where we are. It's
oh,
when she came on board, it's a lot of our things like social media and even our marketing. She just made a marketing deck for us. It's amazing. I can send it to you. She can send it to you. It's and maybe you can send it to maybe people that want to partner up with us. She is a great asset to our team. It's a wonderful lady, and I cannot say enough about it.
you're going to like this. How we met Crystal and IEU, literally Mitchell and I were getting out of the car at Indy. Okay, we had just, I don't remember, Mitchell, if it was literally the first day we got there. I don't remember. But anyway, we
I think
got
it
there.
was the first day because we were half awake because we only got 3 hours of sleep before having to be at the
Yeah,
track.
yeah, that was a long story
You know
too.
the
But
problem.
that was a very long story, but we won't get
Sleep
into
is
that.
overrated.
Yes, everybody. Yeah, sleep is overrated,
Never
right?
wait till after
The
after
blurriness goes away. It's okay. It's okay. Stuttering stops.
Sleep
But anyway,
Adrenaline fixes everything.
there you go. So we're getting out of the car, and this other car pulls up next to us, and another couple gets out, and they have camera stuff, and they have things like that. Well, then we notice either it's a Lex Joon sticker or something like that. Okay, it was something, and I'm like going. I said, "Are you here with the team?" Because it looked like media, and she goes, "Oh yeah," and then she said, "It's like going, that's exactly who we want to talk to," and she goes, "Okay." She goes, "No, I'm the person." And I'm like, "You're kidding." I'm like going, "You got to be kidding me." So that's how we exchanged a communication, but it was literally by luck because for the rest of Indy, Crystal was working, and so as many times as we went by the pits, we never saw her, and we weren't going to interrupt y'all because y'all were working, and you know what I mean. It's like going, you're there to race, so it's like going, let's give you your space and room. So Miss Crystal was nice enough to keep in contact, and then fast forward PRI, and then here we are. So yes, like you said, just a chance meeting, and very appreciative taking the time to.
Well,
even
that's one
share
of the
with us.
things that you see nowadays regarding partnerships. I think it's sad because Lex talked about giving a younger generation a shot maybe when they grow up because they are really good race car drivers. But because they don't have enough followers on social media, it doesn't always, it does not still, but I'm really old school. I think I invented old school. I still cannot get over the fact that partnerships come together because you have 10 million followers on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or whatever, which you can fake those numbers or you can buy those numbers, or somebody who actually works their butt off, blue collar, 7 days a week, 365, and shows it on the racetrack when he's actually there. That still blows my mind.
Yeah, no,
But maybe I'm old school.
No. There's still a lot of merit in what you just said. I completely agree. I mean, Mitchell and I, what we do this because we enjoy it. We enjoy our marketing partners with people. We enjoy meeting wonderful people like yourself and sharing their stories. Because a lot of people are not aware of your stories, just like what you shared with us, and your passion for the racing, unless they get an opportunity to hear from you and speak to you. So we this is what we like doing for not only racers but companies
and I don't
stuff.
think it's interesting for people to know what I had for dinner tonight, and I take pictures and post that so I can have more comments and likes and buttons and
You don't know. Maybe they do. You have to try it.
no.
No. Okay.
I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to put Crystal on the spot.
See,
We're going to see if she would like to come on here and talk about all the things that she does in the background, because I think it's very important to hit on all aspects of the sport, and that is just part of it. And we've done it before. We've actually had other people who have podcasts join us. I mean, we've even had Wes Buck come on here.
Yep.
And I think it's very important to show everything. One thing I told Robert that I would like to do, I would like to try to get a crew member that works on the bottom end or works on the supercharger to talk about their routine throughout the day and their job duties of, getting the car turned around. I think all those little things are very important to share.
Right.
Well, it's
crew,
really hard because the thing most fancy of a drag race is what you see on television. And that is what happens on the starting line, and the car goes A to B, and the crew's happy or they're not happy, and they walk away. What you don't see always is what happens A in the pits, and B, and what I think is more important, and I heard somebody else say it the other day, I think it was Brian Lowe's and Tony Pedregon when they were talking about it, that championships are being won in the next couple of weeks because it's all about preparation.
Right.
And the better you can prepare the next couple of weeks in the shop, the better you will be on the racetrack this coming season.
Agreed.
And that's it.
And Crystal, you'll be fine in front of the camera instead of behind it for once. You'll do great.
Yes, your hair is fine, Crystal.
Yeah.
Well, especially when y'all
you'll
make
get
it,
done.
especially when you make it to Gainesville. Okay, when you make it to Gainesville and Crystal, then we'll put you on the spot. You see what you did there? we'll do that there too.
You know how to get us there. So let's get going.
Absolutely,
Hey,
absolutely.
you got some work to do still.
All right. Okay. Sorry. No. Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, but I tell you, Mitchell and I, we greatly appreciate y'all coming on tonight, and
Thank you.
just taking the time out of your crazy busy schedule, because I know you're going to go right back out and work on the car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you
and
guys said this was going to be 5 minutes, but
no, no, it's good. But I tell you, I'm glad y'all got a heat and AC company, or I should say an AC and heat company y'all are working with, because y'all getting some blistering cold weather right now, aren't you?
it's not cold. It's
coming.
winter.
That's right. I forgot you're from the Netherlands. I forgot. So,
I absolutely love the cold weather.
Me too.
So when we were up there at PRI with all the snow and it feeling like minus 20, I was right at home. I told
me
my
too.
wife, I said, I feel like Indianapolis is starting to become my second home.
I can see that. We raced in Santa Pod one time where the racetrack was 34 degrees and there was snow literally next to the guardrail.
that's a tuning challenge, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep.
He pedaled it 6 times until the 8th. Without blowing it up.
Hey, well, that's saying something right there. Keeping all the magic in.
Yeah, they didn't want to run a quarter mile because they thought it wasn't safe because of the cold. It was only 34 degrees racetrack.
We had to warm up the oil on the furnace to get it warm enough to be able to start the car.
Oh,
That's
geez.
probably almost as bad as us going to a bracket race at Gainesville and racing in our ET series. That's actually sponsored by Scorpion Racing Products. Is that we were out there one summer, and I want to say the track temp was like 148 degrees.
Right.
Oh, wow.
And they came to us and they said, "Hey, we can cancel it, or do y'all want to try to run it?" And it was 99%. We're here. Let's run it.
Run it.
Well, because the daytime it's one thing, but then as you know, when that dew settles in, which it comes in the kind of mid to late afternoon,
Yeah.
since we run quarter mile in our classes, that's where you can tell it. Everything, nothing dries on your car, and all this kind of stuff. So it was safe, but it was hot. It was bad hot. But honestly, we wanted to tell you thank you very much for coming on tonight. And,
Thank you for having us.
and talking to us, and we greatly appreciate it, and we wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you, guys. Thank you both.
No problem. Anytime.
Think of us during the weekend because it's gonna hit us hard. She thinks it's okay, but
It's okay.
I can see it coming.
Should I tell them, Robert? Should I tell them what usually happens when we have a guest on our show?
If you want to, or do you want to hold off?
So usually when we have a guest on our show, they have a really good racing weekend the next time they go out to the track.
That's
Matter
awesome.
of fact, we had Richard Gaston on, and I told him the same thing. Even sportsman guys, we've had sportsman guys do the same thing, bounce back and either runner-up win and
Or
and
do
I told
really
Richard
well.
Gaston that, and Richard goes, "Really?" So the next weekend he goes out there, qualifies number 1, and wins the race.
Can we do an interview for every Triple Crown race?
If it holds true, absolutely.
Then we will sponsor you at the end.
There you
I
go.
tell you what's so funny. Richard, I reached out to him. I said, "Hey, Richard, would you like to come back on the podcast before the Gator Nationals?" He said, "Absolutely."
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it just we hope that same trend from last year holds true for this year.
Yeah, we hope
But
so too.
we know it's a good coincidence and stuff like that. But
Keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah, absolutely,
Right.
for everybody. But once again, we wanted to tell you thank you very much for coming on the Spot Motorsports Media, and everybody wants you to reach out to Lex Joon Racing to get on board with their team. Of course, they're working hard to get to Gainesville. They're going to be at many other events this year, but they want to start it off right.
Right.
So,
And would you say in that, Robert, if any company in the Gainesville area, Jacksonville area, they see this podcast and you can help them get to Gainesville and sponsor their car for that weekend, feel free to reach out to me or Robert or
Yep.
reach out to
Lex directly.
Lex and Gerda because it'll be really great to see them bring that new to them chassis to Gainesville. I want to see how it performs because I think it's going to be. I think y'all going to have a great showing.
Well, calm down.
Yeah.
Okay.
We still got a lot to figure out.
Yeah, but we are smart enough. I know we will get it done. And there might be something else in the pipeline, but I cannot talk about it for the Triple Crown. But it's
Okay.
Well,
No.
Just keep us in mind. Just keep us in mind. Keep us in mind.
Well,
That's all we
that's
ask.
for another podcast.
Exactly.
Sounds great.
That sounds great.
Just let us know when you want to come back on, and we'll
Awesome.
get you down, get you scheduled.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
I tell you what, we're going to go to a commercial break real quick, and when we come back, we're going to shut down the show.
Reliability to drive thousands of miles. Confidence for those who fly high. Redline oil products give you the power to crush the competition. And a track record of being the best. Redline oil products. You push it to the limit, we'll protect it.
Ready to take your engine to the next level? Scorpion Racing Products delivers precision-engineered, high-performance rocker arms that dominate the track. 100% CNC machined in the USA with aerospace-grade aluminum for unmatched strength and durability. Our rocker arms handle extreme conditions with multiple ratios available to fit your needs. Backed by our exclusive lifetime warranty. When performance matters, choose Scorpion Racing Products. Proven, reliable, unstoppable.
With more than 30 years of engine and drivetrain experience, Big Stuff is your one-stop total power management solution. Whether you're controlling a 600 horsepower street car and want the best drivability, or have a 6,000 horsepower race car, need the most bulletproof, reliable control hardware, Big Stuff can do it all. All of our components are designed and manufactured right here in the USA, including our computers, wiring harnesses, touchscreen displays, and more. Nothing is built offshore, and we take pride in being one of the only automotive aftermarket manufacturers that can say this. Learn more at bigstuff3efi.com or connect with us on Facebook and Instagram for more information.
Well, first of all, I want to thank everyone who joined us tonight for this podcast, having Gerda and Lex on. Got to find a lot of history about Lex and Gerda both, about where they came from, racing over in the Netherlands and Santapod, which I think is really neat. Talk about Santapod is that, they do a lot of live streaming over there. And I tell you what, they put on a great show there at that drag strip. I don't know if you've watched any of it, Robert, but it's some pretty entertaining racing.
It is. It's some really good racing, and I try to put that in my rotation, some way, shape, or form. I love watching racing, all kinds. But anyway, yes, that was a really good show. We really appreciate them coming on, and I know they're busy.
And I really appreciate Crystal, her hard work and helping get this all set up as well. And yes, Crystal, we really would like to have you on. I'll talk to you over the next couple of days and see what is fitting for you. Trust me, you'll be just as good in front of the camera as you are behind it. But I tell you what, we've got a lot of stuff going on here on the Spot Motorsports Media. We're going to be live streaming this race at Gainesville Raceway this weekend for the Scorpion Racing ET Series. Saturday and Sunday. Should start going live around hopefully at 9:30 for time runs, and then it'll go right into eliminations. And just remember, on Sunday, there's no time run. So first round is right away when we go live.
Unless
And
unless you have it raced down the track on Saturday at all.
yeah, yeah,
And you're I mean, it's your first run there, so they'll allow you to get one time run, but you're gonna basically go right back into eliminations.
yeah, but
Into
we
first
probably
round.
won't go live until we
First
get into
round.
the first round.
Right.
We try to conserve a little bit of our time on Facebook because we'll have to reboot it up after 8 hours. That's just our time limit.
Right.
And speaking of which, if you want to watch those races, you don't have to just watch them on Facebook. You can go to our YouTube channel and subscribe over there, as we are trying to build up our subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're sitting at the house, or you're at the track and you're in the pits with your motorhome, you can just find us on your smart TV and kick back in the AC, which probably won't need the AC too much this weekend, but
Yeah, it
you
ought to
can
be
sit back
nice.
and relax and watch the live stream. And of course, at the same time, you can hear all the announcements over your TV instead of trying to hear them on the intercom.
Yeah.
Then next Thursday, we have Derek Putnam joining us from Sick to Mag, and we're
Yeah.
going to jump into everything drive and drag for Sick Week. It's going to be a great event. It'll start at Gainesville and we'll end at Gainesville. And so we'll go over all the checkpoints where they're at, the whole route. So if you're a big fan of drag racing, uh, you'll know where to line up on the side of the road if you want to route these guys and girls on to the next track. I think it's really neat. A lot of people think these cars are not extremely fast. Well, I hate to tell you, there's some people running the sixes, and they're
Yes.
driving them from track to track, and they're pulling their trailers with all their racing gear in it, because of course they have to change their tires. They can't drive from track to track on their slicks, because they won't last very long.
True. They
But
shouldn't. They shouldn't put it
they
that way.
shouldn't.
Yeah.
So we're really looking forward to that opportunity. And I tell you, Robert, we're filled out through February and already booking up in March. And I think this is going to be a really great year for On the Spot Motorsports Media. I think we had 39 podcasts last
Yep.
year.
Yep. We fell one short of 40, which is but 39 is our personal best. And just like you said, Mitchell, absolutely, we're working hard. We got another person booked today for March. We're working hard to bring not only drag racers in, but as we've done recently, an ARCA racer, and we're going to bring another ARCA racer on soon. We're also reaching out for other venues, other motorsports venues,
Well, we
manufacturers
got
and
someone
stuff.
coming on with drifting. So
Yes, drifting also. So definitely stay tuned to On the Spot Motorsports Media, as we're bringing you many different avenues of motorsports racing. And also, we just like Mitchell said, we encourage you, if you haven't already, to go over there. Do us a favor. Go over to our YouTube channel and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're working hard to get that channel built up. We need to meet the minimum threshold of 1,000 subscribers before we start working on the next thing there in YouTube. So we need that. And then also our Instagram page. Follow us on Instagram. Also, this interview will not only be on YouTube, our YouTube channel, On the Spot Motorsports Media, but it will also be on Spotify under the same name and Kick under the same name. So there's many different platforms that you're able to follow us. So we encourage you, please do that. And like I said, and also just keep sending us. I had some people reaching out recently, and Mitchell too, with people suggesting us to reach out to. We need to talk to. We need to ask some questions and stuff like that. And we greatly appreciate it, and we look forward to that. And our schedule, there's so many races we want to go to, so many things we want to do, but it comes down to time. Time and finances being our, for everybody, the biggest things.
there's always that M word in there, money.
Yes. So if anybody wants to come on board there, or and join our marketing partners for this year and beyond, then just feel free to reach out to Mitchell and I. And like I said, we could talk to you about what we can do to help, and vice versa.
Definitely. So I guess till this weekend, everyone take care, and hopefully you'll tune in to the bracket series at Gainesville. I think you won't be disappointed. So hope to see you then.
Until next time, everybody. Have a good night.